Steve Domenico from Regional Fight Sports here at Fighting Arts Academy in Connecticut with the one and only Nick Newell, Notorious Nick Newell, 14-1, just announced he's going to be fighting July 24th, Week 6, Tuesday Night Contender Series, Season 2. Congratulations, my friend. It's been a long time coming for Dana to actually, give you a shot. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely excited for this opportunity. One thing I asked for, I never asked for any special treatment. I never asked for to be known as this or that or any gifts. So all I asked for was a clear path to get to the UFC. Now I have one, so I couldn't be happier.
Excellent, excellent. Fans, all fans in New England and beyond, thought you should have definitely had a shot before this. Contender Series is a great opportunity for a lot of fighters. It's taken over the tough series. It's a great concept. What do you think about this Contender Series? And it came out before you came out of retirement. What were you thinking when they actually announced it? Was it did you think negative, positive? What was your thoughts on it? Oh.
I was pumped because Matt Bessette was the main event in the first Contender Series,
yes.
and he's someone that I respect probably the most out of everyone in Connecticut that fights right now, because for a while rep in Connecticut, it was me and him, and we were the two dudes from Connecticut that were out there putting our boots in the mud and fighting and making a name for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people coming up, now, like especially Justin, and you have guys like Brennan Ward that made a name for themselves, big name for themselves, and Connecticut's up to big Carlos. I could go on.
Yeah, they're there now.
Yeah. And but he's like someone that I trained with for a long time, and I was very, very excited for him. I think it's a cool concept. I think the idea of tough is gotten a little stale, gotten a little dry. I watched an episode last night, and it's an hour of my life I can't have back.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
The Contender Series, they show up, they tell their backstory, and they fucking fight.
Exactly.
Sorry for the.
That's all right. But this is real.
It's I'm real. So it's just a better concept, And then you have guys like me who, and other guys that are leaving their families for 6 weeks, but there's no point to it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be away from home for 6 weeks, so it's good. I would much rather do this. Is one fight. I can show how good I am. Now the talent is much, much better on this show. So, if I wanted to I won't even say it, but definitely they're snatching up all the best guys.
Yes.
And they're getting a lot of people from Connecticut and a lot of people from the Northeast, so it's really, really good.
We're saturating it.
Yeah, and I really, really love to see anyone from the Northeast do well. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of good guys come through the Ultimate Fighter, a lot of good guys in the UFC, and now through the Contender Series, we're having a lot of good guys from here, and we're really competing with California and all those other states.
Yeah, exactly. Taking a lot of the LFA guys and them big regional outfits, just like CES and stuff like that. As far as this fight, you don't have you don't have a matchup yet. I imagine it's going to be a big. You're going to be the I don't want to say main event, but you'll be the last fight on that night. I would imagine.
I would imagine, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They could put me as a first. I don't care.
Exactly.
I never cared. I never cared where I was on the card. I never cared for the extra attention. Obviously, when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Nick, I saw your fight. It makes me feel good about myself."
Yeah.
But this is just the cherry on top of the sundae. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to be the main event. If I was the first fight of the night, that'd be cool.
Excellent.
I'm just happy to be a part of it. They actually have given me an opponent. I have accepted. I just cannot say
of course not.
anything.
We're over 60 days away. Over 60 days.
Yeah. I can't say anything, but it's definitely not a layup. It's definitely not an easy fight. It's a very, very tough fight, but it's not. I've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
I've been training for 17 years, and I'm ready for anything. I'm so well-rounded. I have so many ways to win fights that it doesn't matter if you're a jiu-jitsu guy. You know, I'm a black belt too. If you're a wrestler, I wrestled in college, and my transitions for MMA takedowns are some of the best in the game, I think. Really, really high level. I've trained with a lot of guys that have better credentials, way better credentials than me in wrestling, and I can take them down. And then striking, I'm obviously a little different. I'm not very orthodox. I'm a little unorthodox. I have to kind of change things up to make them work for me. But I'm so used to it, and people aren't used to fighting someone like me.
Hard to read.
So it's a big advantage for me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're going to be fighting in front of Dana. How'd they approach you about getting this fight? You came back after over a 2-year layoff. You had a quick finish. When did you? We had that. You know, the internet was exploding. Get Newell to the UFC. There was a lot of backing behind you. How long after that win at LFA did you get a call that the Contender Series was interested in you?
So it wasn't too soon. It was maybe like 2 months after.
Oh, okay.
I got offered a big fight for LFA, which I was very honored to get because I am a huge fan of LFA. I love LFA. They were great to me. But you know, I'm 32 years old now, and my real goal, I won a belt on Access TV. I won the XFC World title. I was ready for something new, and I was ready for the UFC. So I've been working with my manager, Angelo Bodetti, and then now I brought on the team Ali Abdelaziz. I can't even say his last name, but I've known him for a while. And when he worked for WSOF, I knew he got things done. So he got it done for me, and he got Dana. I sat down with Dana.
Excellent.
I told him, he asked me, he just wanted to see the passion that I have, and he saw the passion that I have, and he was convinced. You know, he seen me fight, he knew I was legit, but he didn't want to give me a chance unless he could see how bad I wanted it. I looked him right in the eyes and convinced him to give me a shot. You know, obviously I'd like, if I could go straight to the UFC, that'd be cool, but I'm not asking for any gifts. You know, I'll take the hard road. It doesn't matter. And I definitely have a very tough fight against a UFC caliber opponent, and that's exactly what I wanted to prove myself. I don't need to do this for the money or anything else. You know, I have a job. I run my academy. I'm good. You know, me and my wife are very good with our money, and we save it, and I just fight because I love it, and it's something that I've dedicated my whole life to. People come and go and take time off, and they say, "Oh, I'll start training again when I have a fight," or lose interest and take a couple months off. It's never been me. I've always been in the gym nonstop, even when I stopped fighting, and I was back in the gym right away.
Yeah.
I maybe took 2 weeks off, and I was back in training again. So it's always been how I've been. I'm a martial artist first, so it's a lifestyle thing for me. I'm a fighter last, probably. I mean, I'm a tough son of a bitch, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a sport to me, first. So I'm a martial artist, then an athlete, then a fighter.
You evolved. You got everything working out for you. You know, you had that time off. A lot of stuff happened in that time. You know what I mean? You built your business here. You got your shit straight as far as your mind ready to come back to make another run and get to that UFC. And you're doing it. Last thing I want to say is congratulations. You made an announcement the other day that you're going to be expecting.
Yeah. It's my wife and I are having our first child due November 30th, the day before her brother's wedding. So I'd like to apologize to James. I love you.
She'll look cute in a bridal,
if we make it. Yeah, if we make it. But I'm really excited. We got married in November, and we just got right to work. So we're good to go, and I'm ready to be a dad. So
I hear it might have happened right around your win in March, right?
Possibly.
A little too much celebrating.
yeah, I don't want to be too inappropriate in case but definitely was planned.
Yep.
And And it was, yeah, probably maybe right after my last fight.
Last question. MMA's a hard game. Boy or girl, will the child be brought into the mixed martial arts or some kind of combat sport?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I would never force my kids to do anything or expect anything from them. I mean, I'll force them to like eat your vegetables and like go to bed, brush your teeth,
Yes.
But like I won't hold them to any standards of like, oh, I was a fighter, you have to be a fighter. But of course, I'll introduce them to martial arts because I want them to be confident. I want them to know how to defend themselves. I don't care if they ever spar. I don't care if they ever compete. It's like, well, I just want them to have that baseline of self-defense so they have that confidence and people don't mess with them.
Excellent. Well, I thank you so much for letting me talk to you. I've been not chasing you down, but I've wanted to come to this gym for so long and get a word with you. And but the big guys, they grab you all the time. But glad and very happy, very honored that you let me have a word with you.
Yeah, no. I was told keep the media down. Don't spread yourself too thin. But for you, I'll definitely give you an interview. Anyone that supports my guys and my fighters coming up, I appreciate that because everyone starts somewhere. And to give my guys that are just starting out, amateurs, an opportunity to speak their mind and kind of express what they've been going through and how they feel, it's a special thing. Excellent. And I know that how much it meant to me when I was a fighter and someone asked me for my first interview, I like flipped out. I told everyone I was pumped, So everyone starts somewhere, and the fact that you can see this talent early and give them a voice, I appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you for letting me be involved with them and let me have a little piece of their history with you. But
definitely. July 24th, I'm going to win a UFC contract. July 31st, Justin Sumter's going to win a UFC contract. FAA is taking over.
That's it, baby. Nick, Notorious Newell, man, 14-1, fighting for Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, Season 2, July 24th, man. We'll see who he's fighting. He knows. He'll let us know soon.
Yeah.
From Fighting Arts Academy in Connecticut, we out of here.